Okay guys, welcome back. B is for boost. You see, we are working on the SRT. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping in. What we're doing is, as you see, we had a faulty seal or a faulty install. I honestly don't even know. What do you think, Jeff?
Probably me.
Jeff says it was probably him. So either way, we had to take this apart. It blew apart on the dyno. If you want to see that, check out the video up on the screen right hand corner. So I'm not going to reuse this water pump. We bought a new water pump. Now originally, when we took this apart, we were going to drop the head and do the 5-layer head gasket at the same time. But this head gasket, the 3-layer OEM one, has not even 500 kilometers on it, or probably just about 500 kilometers on it. So it didn't lift the head at all. So we're just going to put the cams back in, do the timing, put a new water pump on it, and then we are going to rock it and go from there, guys. So Jeff's setting the cams in now, and then we are going to start doing the new water pump and then putting it back together. So technically, we did a lot of work that we didn't need to do.
Oh, the cams... Nah, I guess it didn't.
Cams didn't have to come off. Well, the turbo didn't have to come off.
For us to check the head torque.
Yes, which we did check. But the turbo could have stayed on.
Yeah. Well...
Intake manifold could have stayed on.
It was easier to move the engine up and down with it off.
So,
we had to do, so.
But we're going to start on that, guys. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take some red high temp gasket maker. I'm going to put a couple dabs on each side, and that way I can put this in spot. And then what's going to happen is I know it's going to stay in spot and not blow out like the last one did. I think that's the issue. When we put it on, maybe it might have fell down. We didn't catch it, and then it kind of created the mess it created. So just a little bit there, and then I'm going to put a little bit there.
Still on the crank.
And maybe a little bit there, and a little bit there. So you see I put very, very little in, guys. And then all I'm going to do is take this gasket. I'm going to set it in spot. I'm going to get Jeff to double check it, because we really don't want to be doing this a 4th time or 3rd time. What do you think, Jeff? You agree on that one? There. Just like that, the new gasket and the water pump is in, and then we can set it in spot. Whoo! We can see, just like that, guys. The new gasket's in spot, and hopefully it doesn't move around much this time. So it seems like the only thing we're doing today is torquing down freaking cams. So we are torquing the neon cams. We do have a small torque wrench for Newton meters. I don't know why I'm going to call it Norton meters. For Newton meters. Honestly, they're easy to strip, guys. It's well worth the investment of having a small little torque wrench. We've even stripped it with that torque wrench. So as he's about to, he makes me nervous.
Shut up!
So we're going to do this, guys. You can watch for a couple minutes, and then we are going to get the cam gears on, and then we can get our cam tool in spot, which locks the cams in spot for the timing, and then we can put the timing belt on, and then the outer cover, and pulley, and end. What do you think, Turple? The water pump going to hold up this time?
Yes.
You sure?
Water pump didn't give. The gasket did.
Is the gasket going to hold up this time?
I hope so.
At least if it blows up. Well, we don't know if it would even blow up on this dyno. We're only going to do 3 runs.
You just watch, keep an eye on your air fuels. That's not good.
What was that?
That was a fucking thread strip it out.
Of what?
That one off first.
It stripped, didn't it?
Pulled one, I think. He still wasn't far down.
This is why Dodges suck. We're using a torque wrench to the proper torque specs, to the proper locations of what needs to be torqued down first, and it pulled a thread out of the head. You want to show us?
Oh, pulled more than once. Wasn't even that far down.
Pulled a whole bunch.
Yeah. It was literally just started. Still some down there though.
Oh god.
It's about the same as the other one, the other side.
So we need to get another 10, cut it down.
Oh, maybe. I might be tapping that one. That one pulled everything.
Which means we'd have to tap it bigger, and we don't have anything bigger.
I pulled every fucking thread out.
I don't even want to look right now. I just don't.
Probably not.
What?
Probably not.
So...
Need a bottoming tap.
What?
Need a bottoming tap and a bolt.
Oh, what kind of tap?
A bottoming.
What's that?
So, on like a normal tap where it has the spike on the end, a bottoming tap is literally just flat. So it goes down, it threads the whole way down, and you don't leave that little bit that's threaded.
So do I have one?
No. That's just a slight bit bigger than that. It'd probably be Imperial, but it works.
Matter.
Boo!
So we're going to do a camera trick, and we'll be back tomorrow. So we're back. We got a couple dies to use so we can make this head usable again. So as you've seen earlier, the threads were pulled out when we were torquing down our cam caps. So Jeff got a couple dies that we're going to use. Hopefully it works out. And then we're going to finish putting this together because it is going on the dyno in a day and a half. So, gonna be big enough?
What? Yeah, I think that's basically, well, that's what I'm worried about, is it might be too big. But we shouldn't need to drill it out.
Jeff made a good point. When we pull it out, he's going to vacuum it to make sure that any aluminum that comes out with the tap and die is going to be picked up. So there you have it. Out of, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 25 volts. 4 of them had to be drilled. Well, 4 had to be tapped to a bigger size. So F you neon, and let's continue on with this thing. So if you didn't know now and you were just checking us out thinking you want to buy a neon, well, I hate to tell you, SRTs are known for problems, and here would be one of them. Out of every head I have taken off a neon, every head has had at least 1 bolt stripped. It's almost like the torque they tell you is too much. So we'll leave it at that. We're going to continue getting this back together. we got a lot of work left to do. We got to get the cams in spot, lock the cam gears in spot, do our timing belt, and then start putting it back together. Now you'll see the car is all together like you saw. The issue is now it's running crazy lean. So the tuner did tell me that I probably needed a new O2 sensor, which I did buy. I put in. I didn't think the O2 sensor would affect my fuels at idle, and it's affecting it quite a bit. So I'm going to fill it back full of antifreeze because it was getting hot, so I shut it off and it burped out pretty well, or air bubbled itself out. So what I'm going to need to do is fill it up full of antifreeze, not start it. I'm going to have to change this O2 sensor to the old one that was going bad because it was tuned on that one. That way hopefully it stays where it should be, about a 14.7, 14.8 at idle, and then I can at least drive it up to him and not be running lean on idle. So that is the game plan as of right now. So the thing we have to do now, guys, is we gotta take the coil off to get it at the O2 sensor. So like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna have to change the O2 sensor just to make sure that we kind of stay in the same parameters of the old tune, because right now it's running lean just at idle, which is not a good thing. Going to be hard to see down there, but right down there, right where the light's shining, is the O2 sensor. Technically, let me show you a little better. Technically, to make life a little easier, you should take off that screamer pipe, which will get it at that. I'm not about the easy life, so I'm going to grab the 22 and see what I can do. So here we are. It's going to be a tight fit, I think, to get at that. Come down below with that screamer pipe on either way. So the screamer pipe would have been easier coming off. As you see, it's right up there beside the screamer pipe. Okay, so I'm going to take off the screamer pipe. It's going to be a little hard to do by myself and record, so I'm just going to set you guys down and jump to it. So what needs to happen is this screw here on this side and one on the other side comes off. Then we'll take the screamer pipe out, which will get me at that second O2 sensor, which will give me a chance to change the O2 sensor. So, okay, so you see I moved the screamer pipe out of the way, which gave me access to the down pipe. With access to the down pipe, here's the new O2 sensor. So what we're going to do is, surprisingly, I think it was Jeff actually, he saved the old O2 sensor. So it's right here. We're just going to take the cap off, screw it onto the new one, and I'll probably even put it back into the box, guys. Okay, so the new O2 sensor I'm going to put on top of my Camaro for now, just so I can get at it later on. I'm going to stick the old O2 sensor back in spot, tighten it down, and then we're going to button up this screamer pipe. in a really tight spot, so I'm just going to shut off the camera so I can get my hand in there because you're not going to really see much. So we'll be back. Okay guys, so this is going to be the moment of truth. I put the old O2 sensor back in. I just topped up the antifreeze. I'm going to tighten that down. We're going to start it up. Now, the thing I'm looking for when I start it up is just that the air-fuel ratios is where it should be from the tune, and that should be like a 14.8, I believe. So let's check this out. So there's the new O2 sensor, or the new wideband. E-brake's on. We got power. Let's see where that puts us. So it looks like it might be good. Let me check now. So it's fluctuating between 13, 13.5. So it is a little rich at idle. There's a reason why it's rich at idle, and that was because the tuner asked me before if we had an exhaust leak. I said it wasn't, it was a brand new exhaust. Come to find out, a bolt fell out of the hot side, so that would have created a big exhaust leak. So it's going to be a little rich, but that's fine. With the new O2 sensor, it was lean at idle. You didn't want that. So I'm going to let this get up to temperature, and then I'm just going to shut it off, and we should be good to drive it this way. The only downfall is when I get to New Brunswick to get it retuned in a couple weeks, I'm going to have to change the O2 sensor to a new one because this one is going bad. So at least now it's sitting at, you know, 14, 13. So it's coming a little leaner, is what we want. So that is a good thing. Now it's time just to let it get the temperature, and it should be good from there, guys. One thing you always want to do is double check, make sure you have no leaks, oil's good, everything's the way it should be. So let's take a peek at this stuff. So all you're going to do is come through here. We're going to look. There's where the original leak was down there. That's nice and dry. Check my fuel pressure regulator. It's sitting where it should be. Everything's tight. So, as you see, we got it back up and going. Other than having to change the O2 sensor when we get up there, which I'm going to have to do. A good thing to do is put it back in the existing box. That way when I do get up there, it'll make it, for a quicker change, it won't go bad from being handled as well. So it's kind of a win-win, guys. You know, you gotta love the noise of an SRT. So I do appreciate you guys checking me out. Big shout out to Jeff who gave me a hand doing this. We got this up, we got this going. This means Sunday. So next video, we're going to do a little bit of dyno day. Scott wants to get his car for baselines before he goes stage 3, which will be on the channel. And I'm going to do baselines on mine because mine kind of, water pump kind of shot the bed on the dyno. I can't get back to New Brunswick for a couple weeks. So I want to do a 4th gear pull just to see where I'm at. Since we were doing 3rd gear before it blew, it was like 360, 3rd gear, low boost, nothing really adjusted. So we're hoping for 400 just in 4th gear now that we can do a 4th gear pull. Like always guys, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'll check you guys next time.